I can end the stream if nobody wants Noir. Hello, everyone. My shuffle is crazy. 3 Toby Fox music back to back, and it's on shuffle. That's unreal. How are you all doing? Sorry to hear about your Wi-Fi, and but I don't think you'll be missing that much since it's all Noir, you know? Toby is a favorite. I guess with the release of Chapter 5? My trip was really interesting. I want to say fun. It was fun, but more, it was interesting. It was needed for sure. I did a lot of art, a lot of thinking, a lot of writing. I recorded a 60-minute ramble about... I want to say myself, but I don't know if it's that self. Oh my god, I'm sounding like white already. But yeah, thanks for asking. I have a lot of footage. I'm wondering if I'll be able to do anything with that. But I have a lot of interesting footage. And I got extremely inspired. And the sea is breathtaking. Being so close to the ocean is breathtaking. Especially when it's angry. The white indie came out for that one yes, yes. Yes, he did. I hate Noir, but I want to know more about him, and that makes me hate him more, if you get it. I get it. I get it. Thank you, Aishu. I hope you've been doing well yourself. I think you are on your own break right now, right? You're done with university at last. See, here's the thing. I want to work on a page, and I want to revisit Noir, all of Noir's appearances in the chapters, but I didn't like plan it the way I planned it with Jad, and Jad has a lot of content, so I think this is gonna be a breeze. It's gonna be easy. I'm just gonna casually check his scenes, read them. If you want to discuss anything, ask anything, I'm here. But I do need to check his appearances. There are 3 characters I need, actually 4. Violet, Yildar, Noir, and Daniel. I want to revisit those. You are a ghost again? Your new account got success. Why? Why does that happen? Best of luck with looking for applying for jobs. And enjoy your break. The last post about young Noir, that... See, here's the thing. It's a scene that I've written in my head a million times. It's just a moment. It's not a scene, actually. It's just a moment I've seen, a glimpse I've seen, or I've known from his childhood. Not childhood even. He's almost a teenager. And yeah, I'm always entertained by that moment in my head. And I was drawing Noir today, and it just hit me. Like, you need to draw it right now. It's so strange and beautiful how the mind works, how the creative mind works sometimes. But yeah, the last post about young Noir, I was excited to share it. Your friend's account as well? I'm really unsure what's happening. Like, maybe you retweet a lot of... I don't know. I imagine reaching out wouldn't help in any way, I don't think. I knew it was Noir for his big head. It's his nose as well. His nose. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be like, I'll work on a panel maybe, drawing, and then I'll check. You know what? We'll check. We can check his first appearance maybe, and then work on a panel because I only have one page, so it's easier. I think it's fast. I know it from his nose. It's his mark. Yep. So actually he appears in volume 6, in chapter 46, but there is a mention, there are 2 mentions of him. Very, 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 very implied mentions, very subtextual. It's not even mentions directly him, but on the topic of dads, from Black's perspective. Actually, he's mentioned more than that. I remembered volume 5 now. But we have volume 1, chapter 6. There is something very interesting here. Around their fight. This fight. I was talking with Blue about it, this. Oh, White, come on. You watch a lot of TV. You know the drill. When a father leaves his family for a long time, he loses his right to know what they went through while he was gone. First mention, to who shall not be named. And it's funny. I was talking about how Black is kind of always, actually Rita mentions it in volume 7. He's always angry at the wrong person. It's a thing that you would imagine it's better for him to say it to Noir than to White, you know? But this is the first mention of Black's, I don't want to call them daddy issues. I don't know if he has daddy issues. I never thought about it too deeply. I'll leave it up to you to decide. And then we have chapter 10. One slight mention, another mention of Black, and that's around here. When White says, I know you don't like dads or adults in general. So there's that. And then we first see the ponytail. Why Black doesn't love dads but want to be, right? It gives you something about his psychology and how he, like, I don't like this role, but I do want to be it. Black's first encounter with Grey was when his father left the house. I love trees. And when he left, his sisters cried and Black felt sad. His mother was sad too, but she was always sad. So we get to see a ponytail. We get to see, since his birth, Black's father had loved and spoiled him. So we get more glimpses. One day he hated his father, another he loved him. We have another glimpse right after he meets Yaldar. Here. Yaldar did no, not here. The interactions were one-sided, but Black found the male figure he needed in his life, something he had been looking for ever since his father had left. Again with the ponytail, the long ponytail. Hey Blue, welcome. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. We're working on a page, but we're also casually revisiting Noir. Nope. Oh. Never mind this. So Noir was scattered across the chapters from chapter 6 up until he's mentioned again, I think, in this book around 33 or 34 in Yaldar's chapter. Let's check him in Yaldar, why not? I take it as since dads weren't good in Black's life, he wanted to compensate for that by being the father. Yeah, again, it's there's a, especially the topic of fatherhood is strange with Black because he hated adults, so he didn't want to be an adult. But he hated dads, yet he wants to be a father. So I guess he found some reward in being a father because you will have a child and he wanted a younger brother and all that. But as an adult, he didn't want to be an adult or something. Like he probably didn't think it through. As usual, his game of splitting. I guess Black hates selectively. Definitely, especially when he splits things. Of course, he selects what he hates. The father wanted to keep his happiness and freedom, is what Daniel says through what White tells him. Thank you, Hallie. I'll reach volume 6 and then I'll work on a panel and then I'll go back to discussion so I can keep it hopefully interesting. The mother wanted to keep the family together. So again, this more views on Noir. Shorter hair though. But a wake-up call came to the selfish. I haven't done volume 6 to read, so this counts as spoilers. Well, you can revisit Noir with us and leave the rest. I think another mention of the father is the father was shocked, guilty, and bitter. And look at him, he's offering, like, let me know if you need anything. How kind of him, you know? Let me just... Okay. If Violet wasn't there and Noir as well, was Yaldar there during the death? In the end, Black doesn't hate his father really as he and we thought. Again, that's White's point of view, right? Or what he deduces from Black's actions. If you need anything, let me know. The father was shocked, guilty, and bitter. Sometimes I don't believe that I worked on this traditionally. Wild. Here, more. Yildar had been one of the two who had forced him into being a family. Wait, no, it was clear that Yildar's father hated him. Yildar had been one of the two who had forced him into being a family, one of the mistakes that had roped him into being a parent. Then Yildar became the one who reminded him of his mistakes and losses. And then Larissa came, and it's natural that Dad loves Larissa. It's because she looks like Mother. It's natural he loves Rita too. Father likes girls anyway. And there he is, playing with Larissa and Rita. And then he asks for a brother because we could be hated together. But in 10 years, he had changed. The father wasn't a selfish bastard anymore. I think that's the end of it until here, when he tells him everything about his father from his point of view. I was thinking of creating of making this video of me talking about what I want to talk about. Like when I'm writing Grey Is, when I decided to write Grey Is, and when I'm writing right now what I want to talk about. What are the things that I want to actually do with Grey Is? And one of the biggest things I'm doing, and I want to do, and I want to keep doing in Grey is point of views and how different they are from each person for the same event, and how like it's all about how each sees a thing and tells a thing. Hey Lee, welcome. I'm afraid this revisit is gonna make me hate him more. I'm afraid this revisit is gonna make me see why people hate him. Of all the things Yildar did to Black across the years, all the verbal and physical abuse, breaking his fingers and poisoning his thoughts, telling him what their father had been like, and destroying Black's image of him, was probably the worst thing Yildar did to that little kid. Let me see something. I need to check the book because there is a mistake here. Is it in print as well? It is. Great. And I guess that's the end of it in volume 5. I don't think, again, I'm revisiting casually, so I didn't arrange it, so I do have to skim through the chapters in my head. 34, 35 is Rita. There is no mention. 36. Oh, there's a mention. Actually, 36? 37 is the mention. 37 is the mention. As a wolf. So let's check 37 and then I'll work on a panel. Can Noir get any more insufferable? I guess we're gonna see. I'm gonna tell you something once I'm done with this and I start drawing. I'm gonna tell you something great because I now feel kind of guilty. So he's mentioned, let's read. We've read this with Jad, so let's try to read it quickly and see what Grey Eyes, which is Noir, really did. Grey pupils, not grey eyes. Grey pupils. Breaking his fingers, man. No hanging out between the brothers. It was torturous. Ugh. Yeah. There's a reason D is writing a noir flashback right now. We're about to see a new perspective on him. See, here's the thing. A noir flashback... You know what? I'm gonna lock the thing that I was gonna say. There is no here for the thing. So, gray pupils. Here's gray pupils. The only, what is it called? Wolf with actual pupils. So Longface was happy, finally some fun, when they saw a goat drinking. So Longface, which is, we know by now, should know by now that is Mamser, always keeping us on edge. She closed the door on us. No, but I mean, I don't know what. It's hard. It's hard. Little does she know I have a foot in this door. You do have a foot in the said door. But yeah, that flashback came out of nowhere. I mentioned before you joined, but it's a moment in his life that I've seen a million times in my brain. A million times I've seen that moment from his teenhood, Noir's teenhood. And today I was working on a page and suddenly out of nowhere, like, draw him. Just draw that moment. And I drew that moment, so. Hey, Noor, welcome. So Longface saw a goat and was like some fun because he wanted to, because they were like bullying others. So hey, Mr. Mouser found a better future for himself, a kinder future for himself. But Longface was worried. Goat might be from a neighboring forest, we shouldn't bully them. Smart booed and looked at his other friend, surprised by how shiny his grey pupils were while he stared at Goat. I want to be her friend. You could say it's love at first sight. I don't know. Media seems to glamorize this. Romance and love at first sight. So let's like Noir for falling in love with Goat at first sight. No? Am I trying to save something that is doomed? Grey pupils loved being friends with weaker animals. It was easy to take advantage of them. He tried to be friends with Goat, but she refused. My family doesn't allow wolves close to them. Friendship with a wolf is a bad deed. Grey pupils was hysterical. He had never been kept from something he wanted by anyone. I can see Noir fall in love at first sight. You can? That's great. So it's just the scheme of Jad. So Noir put on sheep's clothing to befriend Goat and get her family's approval, let's say. Confident in his brain, looked at Grey pupils and told him that if he wanted Goat to be his friend, he should act like a goat, look like a goat, talk like a goat, and be generous to goats. He had to stop acting like a wolf and pretend to be a goat. It seemed like something in the big family. Even Inad loves women. I know it's not like Noir, but yeah. I was talking to my sister who recently read Grey Is. She hasn't read volume 10 yet, but she's up to date with everything. And she told me that she doesn't see Noir as a womanizer. What do you think? Since you said Inad loves women, and I know it's not like Noir, but yeah. I wonder if any get this feeling or not. The rest of this is from Jad's point of view, so there's nothing. And we're not revisiting Jad. Oh my god, is Noir just Iya if she stayed then? That is too big of a question. Of a rhetorical question. Of I don't know what kind of question it is, but it's too big of a question for me to understand. Is Noir just Iya if she stayed then? Wow. I don't think I get it, honestly. I give it a thought, but I don't think I'm failing. My brain is failing. I don't see him, to be honest. I just take it as he said. He only thinks about his sick friend and his little cousin. Whose cousin? Why am I failing? Why is my brain not working? Sorry. So here's the thing. What I was gonna say is... I am very sorry that... throughout working on this page, it's like... 90% of this fandom doesn't like Noir. So I'm gonna give you a whole page of him just going about his day. And I feel like it is the opposite of fan service, I guess. Inad and woman. About his sick friend and his little... Okay, I see. Inad give the vibe, but not actually. Yeah, I'm asking about Noir, yes. Yes and yes. I see. Interesting. If he wanted, he wouldn't continue chasing women after marriage. True. I think womanizer as someone who would do anything to gain women's approval. Touch every Friday, every friend and family for them until a better woman comes along. Then have shallow standards for what a woman is and don't see them as humans. Noir isn't like that. He's manipulative and power seeking. Power seeking. That's big. He'd do anything to have the upper hand in any situation. See his kid as prizes rather than actual human beings. The moment Yildar stopped being a prize, we see him shunning him away. He's not a womanizer, he's just beauty and power hungry. Wait, what line I can show from this spread? Because I wanted to show a line. Oh man. The most power abusive thing ever? Look at his job. What is his job? He's a countryman. He's a countryman. What do you mean? I love these discussions, man. Seriously, Shuffle today is a big fan of Toby Fox. For me, he loved Violet, but he liked flirting with other women. That's the vibe I get. But now I'm not sure what the word womanizer mean. You can kind of see it in the talk he has with Black about what he wants to be when he grows up. Ah, okay. Shuffle is trying to tell you something? Yes. I'm with Shuffle on this one. But I know it's a time thing. But it's seriously, like, I have it on Shuffle. It's unreal that it's just picking from 220 songs. It's picking all of Toby Fox's music. I think of Womanizer as someone who would do anything to gain women's approval. Jad, it's not about you. I thought of Jad, and I thought of Jad. I genuinely thought of Jad. But I didn't want to see it. See it? I didn't want to say it. The subtle way of expecting Blank to be like him, leader. You know what's the funny thing? Like, would you see it and say it so bluntly like this if Noir was a very good father from the start? Because this is another thing that I'm very fascinated by, and what I want to write and why I like to do these discussions, because yeah, characters that have backstories are different than bad characters that have backstories are different than bad characters that don't have a backstory. How biased or unbiased the reading is. Hey, Alpha. I've seen a video once about the science of love and that the romance parts of your brain is separate from the desires, which is why someone can love one person but also chase other. Yes, yes, that is correct. I believe that as well. What are your thoughts on Noir, Alpha? I'm pretty sure you shared them before, but I need to make sure where to place you in my brain, I guess. Then I'm glad that I broadcasted the stream on YouTube as well. I haven't been doing that in a good while now. Just looks wise. Good. I have that problem with him. I enjoy drawing him a little too much. And generally speaking, as a character, I like in real life I might not like these traits, but I like if we put Jad and Noir next to one another, I absolutely hate a womanizer, but he's good. So you feel that he's a womanizer? That is the question. That's where we started, because my sister, after reading up to volume 9, didn't feel like he's a womanizer. Didn't get that vibe from him. And she doesn't like him at all. She didn't get it from Jad as well, but she loves Jad, so I can see where the blindness could come from. But I couldn't see it when she said. I blame you then, you draw his hair way too nice. Thank you. I do have... I enjoy his hair quite a lot, honestly. But yeah, what I was saying is... A lot of people don't like the... We're gonna revisit it once we go back to the chapters, but a lot of people don't like how he went to Jad and asked him. But to me, if I were a reader, I would enjoy his approach to life in general way more than... Even though it's kind of irresponsible at times, like when he... I mean, it's debatable if it's good or bad when he talked to Rita. The thing is, unlike our two very passive characters, Jad and his son, he goes out and asks questions. He reaches out and... like, being fair or unfair, put it to the side for a sec. He's active. He doesn't sit down and like, I learned something, so I'm gonna just cry about it or something. Hey, Sleepy, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. Noir can love but doesn't know how to love in the right way. He loves Violet but he cheats on her. He loves Black but doesn't take good care and pay real attention to him. Yeah, I see it. He's hot and he knows it, but he's older and calmer. I believe that time caught up to him. Oh, for sure. Was it ever mentioned that Noir cheated? You would say otherwise, I'm sure. So here's the thing. We have visuals from Daniel's readings that he wrote from what White told him. We have one shirt with a red mark on the collar. And we have this picture of two women. And that's about it. Thanks for the hydrate, Tom. I love, you know what I love? I love, it was a speculation. I love how I went out of my way to give this big introduction, this big disclaimer. And Lee just threw it out of the window. All caps. Oh, so he's a cheater. Maybe I was shocked by his incompetence and my mind blocked that memory. I liked implied storytelling, and it hurts that younger generations are so obsessed with explicit info dumps. Let me tell you, I really struggled for so long when I started Grey is as a webcomic, because a lot of people were like, this is not a webcomic. You're asking me to think, oh, this is confusing. What is happening? Now, to be fair, it was my first attempt, and the first chapters right now could be argued that are confusing, but when I started, before I revisited them and fixed the flow and all that, I'm pretty sure they were confusing, so I will take it. But still, there were a lot of comments coming from people who only read very forward storytelling that spoon feeds everything, and a lot of people, like, shonen doesn't necessarily means that, but shoujo and josei definitely rely on visuals and subtext and implied storytelling, especially josei. way more than shonen does. Do you see why I hate him so much now? You all keep implying? Oh, I am. Oh, I am. I just had to, like, just think of a little thing. Makes sense why Daniel isn't seen interacting much with the older generation. He needs to stay in his vacuum, I guess. It's not only that, Lee. I think it's too small. Like I give a lot of hints in tiny, you know? Danny saw the kids and just knew the parents weren't it. He saw Yildar and White, you know? And it's like, enough. Enough. I think it's just an age thing, just like how we didn't understand sarcasm until we're old. Yeah, even I myself, like I always say that I'm a bad reader, but it is a skill. It does. You can acquire that. How to, like, reading comprehension definitely is a skill. Like, we know it logically, but in practice we feel like no, it's not. There are really good readers and there are bad readers, and generally I am a bad reader, and I know where that comes from, because if I'm emotionally, if I'm not invested emotionally, I lose interest. My favorite example is when someone mentioned, I think it was a city or a place in Children X, and I thought that's a character. It's like, I didn't read the history. The boxes that tell me the history of the place. Yeah. Doesn't Daniel knew from Yildar? Though I don't think Yildar would say anything about it. Well, yeah. But still, we haven't heard from the guy himself. No? It's all hearsay in a way. But Volume 5 specifically is all these conversations that happened between Daniel and White. Did Yildar knew that Noir was cheating on Violet that age? I mean, the visuals, the presentation here, the visuals tell us that, yeah. Because she's crying with this, and they're standing here looking. You know? Her thoughts were always elsewhere. Still, though, it is a learnable skill, but still, like all skills, there are people who are born with a talent for reading and dissecting and criticizing and analyzing. I'm not going to say that it's just a skill that you can develop. Kind of like writing, you can learn how to write, but there is something that is born with a person, a writing voice, maybe. How White knew about it, but still didn't know his looks. Ildar said it to Black and Black to White, then White to that. Yes, yes. That's exactly how it went. Look at that beard. Listen. You make me feel happy. He's a fun man to draw. And sometimes, right, again, he has this thing that the action-based, proactive kind of person. And he has the Black thing where he has a completely different vibe when, oh my god, with Undertale. A completely different vibe when he's serious. We're gonna revisit his chapter appearance, chapter 46, in a few. And he is really annoying. Kind of like Black first chapter, first volume, kind of annoying. To me, it was annoying. So yeah, he does have that. The usually a very annoying, loud or cheeky or whatever. But then when they get serious, it's like, oh, I'm listening. Okay, who here watched or read Hunter x Hunter? And if you did, what are your thoughts on a man-child? Yeah, a man-child. That's what made my sister hate him. I need to make sure. Gon's father? Since we're on the topic of dads. You watched the new one, right? The 2013? 2013? Yeah. Not Your Feelings? We see him for like 15... Jing, I was afraid to say the name because I'm not sure. I forgot how it's pronounced. I'm always afraid of pronouncing. For those who don't know, I'm reading Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. I'm listening to it, actually. Book 3 right now. And once I'm done with it, I plan to continue reading it. And I'm probably gonna continue reading it on stream. And then I was hit by the idea that I'll have to pronounce names. Oh no. I'm so afraid of that. Oh, another father we can talk about. Asgore. I want to check something because I do like a lot of fathers that a lot of people don't like. Noir's genes are very strong. Him and Yildar and Black look alike if their hair is... You know what? Who wants to see? I'm afraid to open it because you know when you draw something and you don't check it back and it looks good at the time, but you don't know how it looks after check. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I drew this thing yesterday since you mentioned Yildar. So why not? Let's go over them. I was really annoyed how much Gon idealized him. He never actually saw or interacted with him. I see. And it seems they like to leave it be long when they are depressed. You know the thing? Generally speaking, I realized that this very recently after reading Levius and playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So Final Fantasy VII has one of these characters I really hate. One of these popular characters that everyone loves and I hate. Sephiroth. I hate Sephiroth. And it's mainly for the design. I don't like long hair. And then when I thought of there is a character in Levius that I ended up loving because everyone in Levius is lovable at some point. I hate it because of the look, because of the long hair. And I realized that I have problems like with long hair, long straight hair, but I don't have problems with long wavy hair, or maybe it's the beard that is making up for it. I'm trying to understand myself. But yeah, I like long hair to a certain length on male characters. I don't like it to be too long and too straight. But Yildar, I drew these beautiful faces, these beautiful heads. Streams, you can just abbreviate the name. Yeah, I do think I'm gonna stream it because I don't know how else I'll stick to it, how to schedule it, you know? Read it out loud and wrong, and I don't mind good laugh. I'm sure we'll correct you afterwards. I will die a little. And I'm dying a little because of a lot of things. So I kind of feel like I should preserve some dying a little, you know? Straight hair since it's long from the start. He's actually pretty handsome. I hate that. He uses a hot shampoo to keep it neat. Sephiroth gets on my nerves. Honestly, it gets on my nerves. And Rebirth didn't help. But let's not spoil a lot of media in one stream. So look at him. Like this is I think the first time we see Yildar with his hair down. Of course, this music comes. This music is very Yildar core, in a way, I feel. And then we have ponytail. I wanted to go with half ponytail because I do love half ponytails with long hair, but I realized that Yildar wouldn't like it. Yildar had a lot of problems growing up with him looking feminine and him looking... there were problems with his hair as well, so in general. But look at this face. This is the strangest face, right? Yildar will kill it if he takes a little care of his looks. You think? Let's hope he does. Get better and take care of himself? Genes are... That's the thing. They're all... like, they're canonically meant to be all looking good. All good looking. Black wouldn't do the same hair length as Yildar. I think I drew him once, but not that long. And I had to draw this sheet because I keep forgetting which side is the long hair and which side is the shorter hair, because that's Yaldar Izar kind of thing. I don't know if we talked about it before. Details here. Get better. Unfortunately, I can't see that in his future. Yes, asymmetrical hair, it's... I always forget. Chapter 30 is always my go-to. This. It's always my go-to. Hey, Var. I already asked you this question. What brush are you using? I keep changing my brushes. I'm currently using one of these brushes that are in this set. How can I link it to you? I'm not sure. I don't download a lot of brushes and I tweak them a bit, but I'm trying this new... There's this manga material set that has, what do you call it? Hatching, and it has screen toning, and one of them had a brush. I'm not sure what brush is, like what exactly it is, because it's in Japanese. So maybe if I remember in the break and you're still here, I will look it up and link you. You know what? Maybe I can do it on the other other computer. Let's see. His short, long parts is related to his art his day. Casually dropping it, huh? I don't remember if I ever talked about it. Yes, this is it. So if you look up... No, wait, share? How do we share URL copy? One of the brushes here is the one I'm using. It has two, like, it's a Japanese word, exclamation mark, and then Japanese word, exclamation mark. This is new for me, or did I forget about it? I'm not sure myself if I shared it before. Okay. So next we are going to be working on him tying his hair. creative reason for splitting the panel unevenly like that. There's actually text. There's a conversation happening. And there's a pose here. I think I do have... See, I have pose here. And then it continues. I think I can show this one. Maybe this plays into the power hungry thing we've talked about it. This is as far as I can tease in this page. You're welcome. Okay, so now before we continue with this panel, because it does have a... Wait, I need to grab this. I think this. Yes, we're gonna work on a background. Let's revisit some more. We stopped at chapter 39, so let's 39. Wait, I need to move from this page so I can think. Let's leave it at these. You know, the thing is, when I work on the older generation for long, when I see black and white, I genuinely feel like, oh, this is the brainwash I needed. Panels and pose are like recorded tape. Wow, you're seeing into the future. This whole chapter is just made up of let's say records or recording things. Very interesting. So chapter 40, chapter 39, and chapter 41. We hear about Noir in chapter 41 from Mamser. Oh, this music fits so much, man. So the whole thing starts, even the synopsis has the information that Black is living at his father's friend's house, at the house of his father's friend. So he's kind of, you know what, Noir is more of a haunter than a here and there kind of character, right? He's been mentioned a lot without the name. Why are you agreeing to this? So this is the time when Black moved in with the Mamsers. Me moving here. We have our differences, your father and I, about how he lives and manages his life, but he's the best friend anyone could ask for. He'd put his life on the line for any of his friends. Too bad we were only his children then. Your father didn't say anything, he just told me that you needed a place to stay until you managed to get a place yourself. If I may ask, are you okay? Let's hear it from Black. My dad, who was supposed to be my hero, abandoned us. My older brother, who I thought I could be a hero to, treated me as a punching bag for 10 years. And the hero who saved me from it all left a few days ago and cut all ties to God knows when, because he was tired and bored from it all or whatever. He never gave a reason, and I don't blame him really. This reminds me that actually there was a mention in chapter 16. Wait, 17. Sometimes I'm amazed that I remember all these chapters. I remember when I was in around the 40s, I was thinking that by the time I'm in my, not in my, by the time the story is in its 70s or 80s chapters, I would forget what each chapter has. But thankfully, I haven't yet. But there is a mention here. Here. He doesn't need to be around a guy like Black when he's forming his personality. They're talking about Tusim. And Mouser says, he's the son of a close friend that was there for me in my hardest days. It gives me peace of mind to know that Black is being taken care of. So, Mamser Noir bromance when, you know? That's a cool callback. "41, 42, 43. You have a fight. 42. They're still fighting. 44. 45. Is this... Yes. Again, he's mentioned yet again here. What were your childhood dreams? Chapter 45. My family is very supportive. I'm the youngest of 4, so a lot of privileges comes with that. But I remember when I was maybe 4, I went out on a walk with my dad and he placed me over his shoulders, something I used to love best, and then he told me that I was meant for greatness. I'm pretty sure years and years passed on before I understood what that meant. Earlier today, before arriving here, it rang in my ears again, that exact way he'd said it. It felt surreal. Surreal is a word that I never really understood till very recently either. And then we have White's input. I know your love face very well, and that this right here is it. You fooled me for years saying you hate your father. Your mother is a red line I should never cross with questions, so is my dad to you. I love seeing the boys, man. It's easier. And then chapter 46 is the big appearance. Oh wait, there was a phone call. There was a phone call in 43. Yes. Now, here's the thing. I forgot to mention something. 42, I don't remember which... What are these missed calls? 2 unknown numbers. So we learn later that it's Noir trying to call Black from unknown numbers. Right? 43 is... We have, by the end of it, here. After White talks to his dad, reads him the thing he wrote. I have another call, son. We'll talk later. And he answers, hello? How are you? No, this isn't weird or anything. I'm just taken aback by your call. It's been a long while, you see, 'cause I don't. Not to make this awkward, but you make me feel like a spy when you call me, like the lousy father you are, just to ask about Black. Oh, you're actually calling me to chat, like the sweet chap you are. Well, I'm always happy to chat with an old friend if you keep our kids out of it. Tell me, how have you been, needy grey eyes? And until now there were no calls, right? Because he does call Yildar at some point. There's a fun thing where he he writes that called and then he deletes it, the following one. So this is 43. Let's check 44. Yildar is a funny one. He's the comic relief of the story, right? It's nice we got to see that you were destined for greatness, seeing Joan out later and Black saying, "Dad, did you tell them I'm 4?" I heard someone wanted to give him a job. Yeah, it's unreal when I think that I wrote this and I had the visuals in my mind and I drew it years after. Here, September 13th, I got a phone call today. It was Dad. I hung up. This is chapter 44. So go to chapter 45 and you see... This is September 13th. I think he deletes it. Yes. He removed it from the journal. How transparent he is. How truthful he is in these journals, right? Now we can go to chapter 46 with the grand reveal. Not gonna have lunch with us? Now that's a first. This is like a kind of characterization for Mamser. The first thing we see is his hand. He's wearing 6 zeros. Are you ready to order, sir? No, you see, I'm waiting for some friends. Okay. Hey, they're not bad friends for keeping me waiting for hours, no. No, I just came early because I'm nervous as hell. That's all. They're good friends, really. And he's talkative with strangers. And he showed up hours before they planned to meet. Okay, I'll be right over there when you're ready. Man, talk about communication skills. Not everybody's into chit-chatting with complete strangers, Captain. See, he's a captain as well. We have Black, the sailor, the captain. And we have this annoying fella, another captain. Cadet M, you're here. Yildar could do stand-up comedy. He could! You do need a lot of traumatic events to go with the dark humor and the awkward poses and all that. Awkward punchlines, so... We're past our 60s now. The soul never grows old. Age is but a mere number. Well, you never seem to grow up. Thank you, I'll take it as a compliment. He decided to take it as a compliment. Maybe... Maybe Mamser is throwing shade. It's been a long while, hasn't it? I was afraid you wouldn't agree to meet me. To meet with me. Time makes things easier. That's what I'm counting on right now. You usually send Black's living expenses directly to the bank. What came up now? He's good at dodging bullets. He is. He's very good. It comes with the job, you know? So he sends Black's living expenses. Does Black know that his father was paying Namser? Usually send Black's living expenses directly to the bank. What came up now? I've been mostly out of the country these past 5 years, so I couldn't really meet. I'm sorry I hadn't met with you properly when I asked you to take Black in. I was up in the North Pole, so I could only call, obviously. And I'm sorry I asked you in the first place. Why are you apologizing? If I had a problem, I would have refused back then. You sound nervous. What is this, really? He was Up in the North Pole. Dodging bullets. Noir at work versus casual is a 180 change. Bear, he's being a bear in the North Pole. Good one, N. Great one. Do you mind waiting? There is one more coming. We have a broken phone. Who is it? I don't feel that social right now. Speak of the devil. Devil turned angel, that is. He sure is good with his appointments for someone who is missing 2 eyes and a leg. I'm pretty sure Black said the exact opposite of that. He was very unforgiving of Jad being late. Jad. And then Parrot's famous moment. Watch the step. Parrot, my shoe tip hit it already. Gentlemen, how are you, Jay? Ma'am, sir. It's been a long while. I'll go do some shopping now. Please ring me up when you're done. Parrot, right? See, this is the annoying side. Don't worry, I'll drive him back home. It's Parrot. I'm sorry, kid. I simply couldn't resist the joke. Please don't mind me. Jad already told me he'd make that joke. Black made the same exact one. I imagine he would. Oh, he knows me too well. Literal heart attack. Okay, give me more annoying. Noir. Say, Parrot, have you ever seen a more bromantic bunch of old dudes? Bromantic, and one goes with bromine or bromine, I'm not sure. The chemical. The element. And Jad, where did I hear this word before? Probably from his son, probably. Black would definitely know what bromance is. Bro and romantic, dig it? It's just the word for me. You two need to update your vocabulary. These millennials. So I wrote this in 2010. So millennials were the thing back then. Now we have Gen Z and Alpha and... Dude, these millennial terms are just fascinating. Parent wants out? Okay, I'll leave now. Yes. I think everybody would want to be out around this. Very annoying. Very annoying. To me, very annoying, honestly. But he's observant. See, these moments where he's just silent, I like. Like, just stay silent. Just be a picture. Diabetes and my own carelessness, to be honest. I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay, I'm used to it by now. Like him calling Jad Jado. Like, I want to bang my head against the wall. If only you could see his face. Cadet M is still too serious looking. I just don't get what we're doing here, and I'm uncomfortable with what I don't know. I just wanted to see you both, my dear old comrades. Hey Fatima, welcome. Goddamn whippersnappers. Darn these youngsters. Wow. Yeah. Well, I'll take this chance to thank you, ma'am, sir, for allowing Wyatt to crash at your place. We want to learn about... We're revisiting Noir, so we're gonna jump. Just him observing. Dad. Ma'am, sir, just. Be a picture? That's the issue, isn't it? Can't get picture perfect and expect him to be an active part of the... Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to ask of him. So Black and White are living under the same... under your roof. Black sure looks a lot like you when you are his age, but with white hair and a way smaller figure. He's too innocent though. Oh, totally. He got your baby-faced genes and wild spirit, but he's too pure, very far from the tree. That's all Violet. The dreaded subject, Violet. Okay, let's hear it from the man. Let's hear. Hey, Lupino, welcome. Inad and Noir, if they get together with Black and White, bromance jokes double. They're gonna destroy wherever place they're in. I asked to meet with you too to apologize for everything that's happened. I messed up big time and I've been trying to come to peace with it all. Please hear me out. I want to fix things with my family, make it up to them, and try to earn their forgiveness for years of selfishness. Man, this is tough. Let me help you here. You want us to help you? Nah, nothing, anything but. I've been tiptoeing around asking you to help me with my son for years now. He's lived under both your roofs while I was traveling here and there, but I don't want that now. I'm finding it difficult to talk to you because... I'm sorry, alright? I want to fix things. The first person I spoke to was Violet back when she was diagnosed with cancer. It hit me. The funny thing is, if you read this, like you just found volume 6 thrown on the floor, you picked it up and opened and you reach this page and you start reading, you would imagine this man has one son, just the son. He really doesn't care for Eldar, doesn't he? Ugh. She's such an angel, and that made me face the demon I was to her. The demon you saw back then, Mamser. You tried to talk me out of it, but like I was wrong. And you, Jad, you need to stop carrying that guilt over your shoulders. You backed me up back then, but if you hadn't, I would have gone and tricked Violet into marrying me anyhow. You'd only be the other friend that I'd lost. I'm talking more often with Violet now. She's long forgiven me, she says. But she's cautious for our kids. Black, mainly. Run with the Wind music doesn't work with this. Sorry. Darkness Falls, yes. The girls are perfect. Somebody once mentioned that, how he's referring to Violet as being an angel and the girls are perfect because they're allowing him back in. Not my intention, but one of these comments that kind of stood out. Were very interesting. Not my intentions, but doesn't mean that it wasn't my intention. Like, not denying or confirming. They seem to have no problem with me whatsoever. We got together often, but they're even more careful about Black. Larissa's tried twice in the past 2 years to get Black to come when we meet, but he strongly refuses. I never understood what went wrong. Even after Violet and I separated, Black kept visiting me and we got along very well. Only for a few years though. He gradually started withdrawing, stopped calling, and kept cancelling our meetings and shutting me out. I honestly thought puberty was hitting him hard. He's very emotional, so I thought it might be trouble at school or something. But I didn't approach him about it. I thought he ought to fight his own battles. I don't know. This parenting thing is hard. Tell me about it. He's a girl's dad? He is. He is. And then all of a sudden he got angry with me and cut all ties. To this day I'm still not sure what happened, but I want to know now. I was so busy with work and my own life back then, but I want to fix things with him. Where have we heard this mantra before? I was busy with my own life. I think at least 2 people said it before. And what about Ildar? Is he still abroad? Well, I'm glad somebody brought up the boy. The other son. Yes, I've tried to call him several times, but he doesn't want to talk to me either. Inad, the son of the aunt of my great third cousin, is looking after him. Such a Middle Eastern thing. He told me to stop calling for the time being, as Yildar isn't in the right place right now. I think if I fix things with Black, he might help me out with Yildar. They've always been so close. I can feel the hate. I'm getting a better picture, I guess. But anyhow, I'm honestly not here to ask for anything from you. I just want to apologize for the wrongs I've done. I hope you can forgive me. There is nothing for me to forgive. I was the one who left our group because I didn't want to stick around while you ruined the life of a girl who trusted you. It was my decision. Besides, other than how you were as a father and a husband, I have nothing but gratitude. You did save my life in the war. I've written that. I've written that lore. I've written war stories. He did save him. War. I really hope you'll be able to mend things with your kids. You sure have a great son. Thanks a lot for taking care of Black for the past 3 years. I hope to be able to work things out with him and that he'll allow me to help him get a place of his own. No need to hurry, we enjoy his company a lot. My son Rasim is close friends with him. And White. I don't like Yildar being abroad and the current trip implications. You're talking about the whip shots that I shared, right? Look at us. I broke up our pack a long time ago with my selfishness, but now our kids are got us back together. He's a very simple man. Very, very simple man. Like, if you went out on lunch with an old friend, doesn't mean you're back, right? Well, look at Mamser is the goat. Our kids got us back together. Well, I have to leave now. Well, I have to leave now. He pulled the parrot and I'm like, I'm out. Do you have predictions for the current trip? Implications? And then... I didn't even get into the shop. He's like... running away. I just hope it's as pretty as you see it, our kids' lives. This is the most... I think this is very annoying. Like, I can imagine people not being okay with Noir until this. They're not. Have you seen Black's rising success? I'm sure White is doing well too. You mentioned a columnist job last time. It's like very surface level. Oh, you're just a warrior. Remember how you were in back in college? So carefree and optimistic? More like self-centered and oblivious. The suitcase shot you shared and the sketch expressions. Give me Black and White. I did travel to experience the traveling, right? I didn't want to lay it all out on the table in front of Mamser, but I did more than construct a plan for you to get a girl. I kept you in our wild and shameless life even after you got married. Have we... have nobody read this line? I kept you in our wild and shameless life even after you got married. The suitcase has neat folded clothes on one side and thrown on the other. You know what, Blue? I 100% thought that will be caught. I am surprised by a few things working on these pages. We're gonna get back to the canvas to draw some more, and we can talk about it. And the clothes with has 6 zeros tag. I mean, yeah. All the wrongs in Yildar's life and your kids I had a hand in. My kids are fine. Yildar has always been a difficult kid. Izar's death added to it. So, again, imagine you just grab this book out of nowhere, read it without any biases, without knowing anything. What Noir is saying is, Yildar has been difficult even before Izar's death. we have coffee. Maybe coffee works against jet lag. Maybe. Shameless here usually means dating and fooling around. Yeah, the thing is, it's Jad who's saying. Jad is saying that he kept Noir. It's not like Noir was miserable with going along and also initiating next dates. He was initiating next dates for Jad. Other than that, they're all doing well as anybody can be. And then he goes back to being annoying by, okay, mom, here, try this, it's good stuff. So this is our introduction to Noir, and I don't think we hear from him until the following book. Yes. In the extras. Well, let's go back to drawing. Why don't we? Is this does still work? No. Early flight doesn't work with early birds. He was only a little kid. It doesn't mean he is difficult. It was your first kid ever. How could you know that? Difficult in personality. True. True. I'm not gonna deny that at all. Noir was Jad's bad habits secretary. Yeah, you know, that's a good way of putting it. I don't know why. Like, so Shuffle today prepared two things: Toby Fox or inspirational, beautiful music that doesn't work with Noir. Okay. Noir was Ali's worst enemy for real. Noir got matching hair with Yildar. I do have a drawing. Some of you might remember it. A sketch of Noir tying Black's hair, telling him like, "How about we cut it?" And he's like, "No, we all have long hair. I want long hair too." feel he was good with the girls' hairs for school if he was around. I forgot that he was on call. The fact that he could have been good at a lot of things make it even worse. Yeah, for real. Not to mention that things could have gone a lot differently had he been there. Oh, no. Wait. Before I finish, let's do background, foreground. I need blind out, foreground. Hi, Anne. How are you doing? How are we doing? I told you, that picture you shared is diabolical. For two reasons. One reason, I can't share just yet. But the other reason is because, like, And it's funny that we passed by the panel where he's wearing 6 zeros. And what I liked about Blue's comments is while I was working on this, and when I shared everything around the place, and while I was writing in my head some of Noir's scenes, I kind of thought that, wow, he does have both black and white elements. Yep. I was still thinking it's black on the head. Yeah. I knew that it's gonna be spoiled when I stream, and I decided to stream. I'm planning to stream more of this chapter as I work on it. Black with a beard Santa? I really want... I was thinking earlier that it would be nice if Noir gets his white hair completely white. His hair completely white. Sorry about that. Then I was like, oh, N doesn't have good Wi-Fi, so she's not gonna see anything. Okay. I was looking forward to the reaction, but... And I got it anyway. Thanks a lot for coming, Lupino. Enjoy your Saturday. I hope to see you next time. I'm glad I could see it, and at the same time, I'm not... That's fair. I made black and white in a scene I love or my hate. Listen, the connection you made with that sketch and the whip shot that I shared is unreal, and only time will show us how unreal that was. I hope we all remember that moment you shared this, because wow. It was a different black. Honestly, I genuinely forgot about that sketch. And when you shared it, I was just unbelievable. Like, with the way he's the same exact pose. Unreal. We also have destroyed nails, nail base. What do you call it? And we have scars on the arm. Is it older black at this point? Thanks a lot for coming, Blue. Enjoy your Saturday. Hope to see you next time. You know what? I'm gonna copy and paste. Oh, I can't. Never mind. I was gonna copy and paste the box and notebook and... You were close making up theory. Do share it. I'd love to hear it. If you feel like it and it's fun enough to share. Before the reactions are the truth now? So it doesn't work, right? I know, right? If only. I would have loved to see En's cooking. No, nobody's bad at cooking, and you have enough passion. Any cooking will be good with enough passion. That's very hyperbolic, I think. Now that I think of Black's cooking, maybe. He does have the passion, but I don't think it works for him. But literal cooking. I mean literary cooking. Has a passion in cooking? He has a passion for food and eating. And maybe he has a passion for helping others. So imagine Wyatt being sick and him wanting to cook for him. The passion and love is there. Doesn't help with the execution though. You know what? You know what? Let's... Yes. Yes, wow, I feel better now. He is in a hotel, yes. And this is what I meant when I said that I feel bad with everyone not liking this guy. And I'm just giving you a whole spread of just walking with him throughout his day, his morning. And I was looking for what is the opposite of fan service. Because if I hated a character, I would definitely not want to see them getting dressed or have a shower or change and stuff, you know? Or them in a bathrobe, for example. That just bathrobes in general for me, and no, robes are less so, like sleep robes, day, house, home robes, I don't know what they're called. But bathrobes for me is a very annoying look in general, in real life. I don't like to see even myself or anyone. I don't know why, it just bugs me. Maybe the texture of the cloth, the fabric. So if I hated this character and I get to see him in a bathrobe, I would be furious. So the opposite of fan service is this spread. I sincerely apologize. It's important for storytelling to showcase characters important to the story. Yep, it is. And there is a very important conversation happening. Like, I feel like there's a lot of characterizations gonna happen in this. I thought he owns a house in the city he works in, unless it's... This is in Violet City. Well, we did leave. I mean, the last we see of him in Volume 10 is this panel, right? This panel. Fan, this is the opposite of fan service. Cool. I like wants a man body, so why this man have... Listen, you're gonna realize with time that he has everything that you like. And then you realize that from hate stems love. What a waste of potential? Wow. I quite enjoy... Who's calling me? Just a sec. Unknown number. Maybe it's Noir. Noir has everything you like on a man and everything you hate on a man. Where was I? Here. We're back to Toby Fox music. There might be later another stream once I'm gonna finish this soon. And there might be another stream, a gaming stream. Because I do want to play more with my Levy Body Simulator. I started it for those who weren't there. I started it, I think, on Tuesday? No, Wednesday. And I've been wanting to go back to it since I finished that stream. Did Sia ask to go out? Or did she went out when I hit go live. So it was before I joined at the intro screen. So She was fast this time. Even though I wanted her to be here for the whole stream, because we had some handyman coming and she feels extra afraid when strangers come to the house. You don't want to what the bathrobe for? It's kind of like a towel, but it kind of dries your whole body and is better when you want to move across the house, maybe to bring something or go change in another room from the bathroom. I'm not that good at explaining stuff, but that's just the gist of it. It should be comfy, but I don't know. I hate it visually on anyone. I do feel like I need 2 hours and a half. I think I need a break, so like walk around and stuff, eat something maybe. So I guess I'll end the stream now. If I feel like streaming some more while working on this, you get a notification. Or if I just want to game. Wait. Oh yeah, I thought I missed Blue's question about art. But I answered that. I just got a notification about the redeem. Imagine a bath pants and shirts. Ooh, that's a lot. It wouldn't be easy to take it off and oh no. Glad you think so, Tam. Thanks a lot for joining and for the company. We didn't finish revisiting Noir. If I decide to do it on stream, you'll get a notification. Other than that, I might just go over the rest myself. But I might do it next Saturday. Who knows? We'll have to see. Enjoy your Saturday, and thanks a lot for coming. Always enjoy the company, and take care.